because it's easier to hear myself talk when I do. I've decided that I just don't really give a fuck about going viral or getting as many subs as possible or whatever. I just feel like I want to make this channel just to say what I want to say on it, you know? That's the main thing. I just want to say what I want to say and say how I want to say it, right? And the first thing I want to talk about today is these loser douchebag elite pieces of crap, okay, who run our society into the ground and who make it impossible for young people like us to live, okay? Have you ever noticed that every single president, it's like um, President Trump, President Biden, President Obama, President Clinton, President Bush Jr., or just President Bush. They call him. I don't know if they call him President Bush Jr. or President Bush. I don't really remember. But then President Bush, and it's like I wonder if a reporter, what would happen if a reporter ever had the balls to be like, "Hey Donald, what's going on with the economy?" Hey Don, hey Donnie, hey Donald, what's going on with this war in Iran? Or like, hey Barack, what's the deal with this with these gas prices? And it makes me wonder, like I mean, like why not just call them by their first name and totally disrespect them? Um, and then what was Bush? They're both George Bush, right? And so yeah, just like back in the 1990, what was it? It was 1991, and I only remember was because it was exactly 10 years before 9/11 was when President Bush Sr. gave his speech on the new world order, and he did it exactly 10 years, September 11th, 1991, 10 years to the date he gave that speech, which is that's not a coincidence, man. That's not a fucking coincidence. I mean, come on, if you think that's a coincidence, you're a fucking idiot. So, yeah, but if someone just said, "Hey, George, what are you talking about?" You sound kind of crazy there. I think it's time to put you in the home. Or then like when people were questioning, his son on what happened after 9/11. I remember this one reporter. He kept trying to ask him questions, and he's like, and like these guys know how to intimidate people. Like these presidents, they've been well trained in this through their secret societies and their skull and bones and all their other bullshit. And he's like, I just told you the answer to that question, and I would have just loved if the guy would have been like, no, George, you didn't. Why don't you just answer my question, George? I mean, come on, how hard is it, George? And that's I like to do that. I like to go to one of these rallies or whatever, and like be able to ask the president a question, like what's going on with the economy or whatever, but just be like, hey Donald, sir, or not even sir, but just be like, hey Donald, I had a question about the economy, and just see how he reacted. I'll bet he'd get fucking pissed. I'll be like, it's President Trump. Don't you ever fucking call me Donald again, And I just think it's, I just like to do that. I just like to try that. And so yeah, I ran out of stuff to talk about now, and that's probably going to be into the video unless I can think of something else really quick off the top of my head, off the fly here. Let me hit my vape really quick because that usually helps give me a little spook and spike in dopamine. Hold on. But if you think about it, they're people just like us, right? No one's going to call me Sir. I'm not going to say what my last name is, but let's just say that my last name was like Royce or whatever. No one's going to call me Sir Royce, okay? They're going to call me Alex. They're going to call me by my first name. So you know what? Why not? Why don't we just start calling these fuckwads, by their first name too? Hey, Donald, why are you going to Iran? Like, what's the deal? Hey, Barack, why were the oil prices so high? When or were they high? I don't remember. Whatever. You get the idea. Hey Barack, why did this happen? Why'd you pass the NDAA? Hey George, what's with 9/11 and all the bullshit? hey, hey, Bill, what was going on in the Oval Office there? Why'd you cheat on your wife in the Oval Office? Hey, Bill, what's with these files that are coming out on you now? You sick, crazy fuck. It's like, why don't we just call these people by their first names? And you know what it is? It's an authority thing. I'll tell you right now, it's an authority thing, and it's designed to make it show that they're above us. But in truth, we're all human beings at the end of the day. Nobody is above anybody. And it's the same thing with doctors, too. And this is what I don't like about doctors. It's like you always have to call him Doctor so and so. I had a doctor, and I actually did respect him. He was a teacher of mine back in my economics class back in college, and he was Dr. Erhan. And his first name was Ali. And I remember, I'll never forget this. One time I'm like, "Excuse me, Ali, can you give me the answer? Can you help me with this?" And he looks at me, he's like, "What did you call me?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Erhan." He's like, "That's better." And like it's a big fucking deal. So yeah, I wonder what happened if I went to my doctor's appointment, my next visit, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up, Kawar? How are you doing, Kawar?" I don't know, man. I mean, like, I hate these titles. We're in the 21st century and we're still giving people fucking titles, man. And it's my mind just completely blanked out. I'm still like waking up here, so I think I'm just gonna end it here. But you get the idea. What's with giving people titles? What's with giving people like these nonsensical titles? Um, Mr. President, Doctor, and Mr. Administrator, or whatever the fuck it might be, man. Just call Jane. Just call President Trump Donald. Just call Barack Obama. Just call him Barack, or President Obama Barack. Just call President Bush's. Call him George. Call President Clinton. Call him Bill. And then one more thing I do actually want to talk about before I end this is this whole election debacle where now all these Democrats are saying, "Oh, you see, you should have voted Democrat. You should have voted for what the fuck her name." I don't even remember her name anymore. It's not even important to me. Like, I don't even care what her name is. She would have been. Stop voting for these clowns and stop participating in these fucking loony ass clown games. Okay? It's not worth it. Next time there's a big election, like in 4 years, just go do something else. Go paint your house. Go start a garden. Go to the park. Um, Go for a run or a bike ride, or go to a car show, or go do something with your life other than focus it on politics, because it's not worth it to vote for the same shitheads that give you. They are, dude. They're all shitheads, man, because every time they're like, "I promise you I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll do that," and they never do. They never do anything like that at all. Like President Trump, for instance, or Donald. I'm just gonna call him Donald for on. So Donald, he's like, "I'm not gonna. There's gonna be no more wars, and we're gonna have prosperity in America again, and I'm gonna fix Joe's mess." You know, and people did call him Sleepy Joe, which is interesting because he's the first president that I've seen people actually call by his first name and not call Mr. President. So the respect along the aisle is kind of starting to die and fade away anyway. But no, like, Donald Trump's a huge narcissist, and yeah, if you call him Donald, he'd probably get fucking pissed, dude. But yeah, no, just be like, I like to just, like, let's say he's giving like an open talk or whatever, and he's like, "Ask me any question you want, guys." I'd be like, "Hey, Donald, why'd you go to war like you said you weren't going to? And why did you why are the American people like all on the verge of homelessness?" Gappa ham, bro. Okay, bro. Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude, but okay. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's it. I've gone about 10 minutes now, and I think I'm going to stop it there. But yeah, I mean, just like let's start calling whatever, you've got the serfs, which is us, the peasants, the peasantry. Then you've got the nobility, you've got the priesthood, the priest class, which is like the politicians basically, and then you've got the clerics, or the people that serve like the king, which is like the Jesuits, and then you've got the king himself, which is like the Pope, right? Masbula is handsome. Dude, I have no idea. Zorro V4K, I have no idea what the fuck you're even talking about, dude. I honestly have no clue. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here because I'm on 11:11, and that's a good time to end it. 333 synchronicity, 3 1s. I'll see you guys later, and you have a great day, all right? Bye.